Well, I don't know about you, I don't know about your household, but Christmas in our household begins, yes, when the tree is put up, but also when those Christmas adverts start coming on the telly and other department stores are available, other supermarkets are out there. But for us, really, it's when the John Lewis advert comes on that in our household we start feeling like it's the beginning of Christmas. This year, their offering was called Unexpected Guest, and it had that tagline that you just saw, for a Christmas as magical as your first. Well, when I saw this advert, I thought, gosh, vicars up and down the land will be thinking Christmas has come early. This is it, isn't it? This is fantastic. They've given us a gimme. I mean, this is the story of the first Christmas, isn't it? You know, the great stranger from the heavens comes down to earth to befriend humanity. I wanted to write to John Lewis and say, I couldn't have put it better myself. After all, that is the story of Christmas, isn't it? God in the heavens comes down to walk on earth to befriend us. Did you know, to this day, there are only 12 men in the world who've walked on the moon. It's astonishing, isn't it? The eighth man who walked on the moon was James Irwin. And James Irwin said that when he experienced walking on the moon, he had a profound experience of God. When he came back down to earth, he said, it is incredible that man has walked on the moon. But it is more incredible that God has walked the earth. Think about that for a second. God himself walking the earth. The author of the story, falling so in love with his creation, he writes himself into it. Of course, this is even more incredible than the advert that we saw, the unexpected guest this year from John Lewis, because God, of course, when he came, didn't come and receive a warm welcome. We didn't give him a mince pie or a present. In fact, he knew when he was coming that he was coming to a people that would reject him. But still, he chose to come because he knew this was the only way to come and save us. God knew that when we turned from him, God, who is the source of all light and life and love, that we'd have nowhere to go but to darkness and death. And so God, because of his great love, wanted to come to us, to take that darkness and that death for us, to take it on our behalf. Of course, the question then in God's mind was, well, how can the immortal, invincible God, a God who is himself light, step into darkness for us? How can the God who cannot die taste death for us? Only by becoming one of us. Only by coming down to us. And so the Word became flesh. At that first Christmas, God gave himself a body. He gave himself breath so that for us he could give up his body. So that for us he could give up his last breath. In that John Lewis ad this year, the little boy shows this unexpected guest what Christmas is like. At the first Christmas, Jesus came to show us what God is like. So may we all know the magic of the first Christmas. May we all this Christmas prepare room for this unexpected guest this Christmas. Amen.